Adam Bell is standing by live outside. Adam, it's May 6th and you're out there in the snow.
Yeah, you know, you can't tell that it's spring out here as you look outside live here across southwest Montana. We have about a light snow falling across the area. In fact, it just picked up in intensity over the last little bit. As we take a look at the satellite radar composite, you can see that we're still on the end of phase of this system. We still have quite a bit of a ways to go before things are all said and done, but we still have the chance for some flurries throughout the day today. The heaviest snow will be this morning, and then we're going to be drying out as we go into the afternoon and evening hours, and tonight downright cold as we see just partly cloudy conditions. Then we begin a little bit of a warming trend. Similar conditions over in the mining city as well, so brace yourself for a little more snow this morning. Better weather though over the next little bit, and then we do still have those warnings and advisories to talk about. I'll have all those details and much more coming up in just a few minutes, Beth.
All right, thanks, Adam.
Your accurate forecast from Adam Bell starts now with Storm Tracker weather on Montana's news station.
Well, winter not quite over yet across southwest Montana. Still have some winter weather advisories to talk about east of the divide below the 6,000 foot level. We're looking at the potential for an additional 1 to 3 inches of snow before things begin to wind down. And the advisory is in effect through noon today as well. Now, as we go over above the 6,000 foot level, we're looking at winter storm warnings for an additional 3 to 6 inches of snow possible. So anyone traveling like over Bozeman Hill or any of the higher elevations, including Homestake Pass, brace yourself for some winter-like driving conditions, especially for the first half of the day today. Now, west of the divide, we're also looking at storm totals anywhere from 4 to 8 inches in the valleys and 6 to 12 inches up in the mountains, and we could see some winds as well, so some blowing and drifting of the snow is definitely in the realm of possibilities. So really winter-like conditions as you head out the door this morning, and we do have some snow and icy covered roadways, and I'll look at your State Farm road report coming up in just a little bit. You can see we are on the winding down phase of the system. The clouds are starting to break just off to our west, and we actually have a chance for maybe a little bit of late day peaks of sunshine, but drier weather and clearing skies, so it's going to get very cold as we head into the evening hours tonight as well. Let's take a live look at our iCam and see what's going on live over in the Bozeman area this morning. And you can see that fresh snow on the ground out there, and you can see a little bit of some roadways. Looking at Kagi this morning, seeing a little bit of some snow and ice covered roadways out there. Over in the mining city, not as much snow on the roadways, but you can see still a few icy spots out there, so just allow a little extra time as you travel out the door this morning, because it is slick and much more winter-like conditions as you head out the door. 34 degrees right now in Bozeman, much colder over in the mining city and out toward Helena. 20s out there, so anything that looks liquid is most likely going to be frozen, as they are well below the freezing point this morning. As we look at your forecast highs for today, 30s and 40s, so an unseasonably cool day on its way. We're looking at close to 20 degrees below where we should be for this time in May. Overnight tonight, a very cold evening on its way, single digits, teens and 20s for lots of people out there, so brace yourself for a chilly evening. And over the next 7 days, we do have some drying weather. We do get into the 60s by Sunday in the Bozeman area, so better weather on its way. We just have to get through the snow first.
All right, well, the snow continues to fall, at least in the Bozeman area. Adam is outside and has a look at our wintry forecast. Adam.
That's right, Beth. It's been falling for the last several hours across southwest Montana. It looks like that trend is going to continue over the next little bit as well, but we're in the dying phase of this system. But I'm sure many of you are wondering, what are the roads like this morning? Well, as I glance over our parking lot, we're looking at some snow-covered spots out there, and even as I was driving into work, there were some snow and icy conditions out there, so just allow a little extra time. Now, in the Bozeman area, we're just right around that freezing point, but west of the divide, including the mining city and into Helena, we're into the low to mid-20s, so significantly cooler, so anything that appears that liquid could definitely be icy at times, so a tough commute, much more winter-like commute this morning than what you're typically used to. If you do have any photos of the snow that you want to send to us, please do so. A photo at KBZK or Z7Tips at KBZK. Love to have all the pictures that you send us, because we love to show them on the air, and we also photo them onto the National Weather Service as well. Big picture across the Montana, you can see for yourself that we're looking at the dying down phase of the system. Still some lingering flurries for this morning. Better weather this afternoon as we go into the evening hours tonight, though. Downright cold across southwest Montana. That's a look at today's forecast. More news and weather right after this.
Now for our pet of the week. This morning we meet a fun-loving senior cat looking for a new home.
We're inside the kitchen here in Heart of the Valley for our Pet of the Week segment. We have Tarzan with us. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Tarzan, Terry?
Yeah, Tarzan's 7 years old. He came to us as an owner surrender because they were moving. That's usually one of the top reasons why they come in. He's a domestic long hair. We call it a flame point because he's got his beautiful ears here and beautiful blue eyes. But he would be a great candidate for our Senior for Senior program. If you are a doctor interested in Tarzan and you're over the age of 62, if the cat's over the of 7 years, it is a free adoption. So, yeah.
So would the ideal family obviously be a senior household? would you say?
Yeah, a nice family would do. Probably kids 8 years and older would be best for Tarzan.
Okay. Now we are inside the kitchen here at Heart of the Valley, and I know that you guys are in need of donations of food. Why don't you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, we do a food assistance program for families and pets in need. You can donate any type of food to us, and then we hand it out to the community. It's a really, really great program, but we are running on low on cat and dog adult food. So please come by and drop off some food for donations. We would really appreciate it.
Well, that sounds good. Hopefully we can grab some food and we can find Tarzan a home. And that's going to do it for this week's segment of Pet of the Week.
Adam Bell is standing by live outside in the snow in Bozeman. Adam, how's it going out there?
It's going pretty good, but I have to say, Beth, it's an interesting experience to hear the birds chirping and yet have snow falling and on the ground. So a very interesting spring-like experience across southwest Montana. And as we look at your satellite and radar composite, we still have a little bit more snow to go through, but improving conditions are the story for the day today. So we're looking at better weather. We just have to get through the accumulating snow this morning, maybe an additional 1 to 3 inches in the valleys, 3 to 6 inches more in the mountains. So tough driving conditions up, especially in the higher terrain. We'll break down your road conditions report coming up a little later in the newscast. But as we look at the next 24 hours across southwest Montana, watch out for the flurries early. Cloudy skies this afternoon. Cold tonight, though, as we get into the teens and possibly in the 20s across much of southwest Montana. So brace yourself for some cold weather here across southwest Montana. More details about that extended forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Adam. Well, today, all right, once again, Adam Bell is back outside, and Adam, the snow is still falling here in Bozeman.
Yes, it is, and it's not very moistureful snow. It's actually relatively dry snow across the area, so that's not really good in terms of adding moisture, but it is accumulating pretty nicely on the roadways this morning. As we look at your State Farm road conditions, most of the roadways across southwest Montana, snow-covered and icy. Also, as you go on 287 just south of Norris, there is some severe driving conditions. They do have chains required on towing vehicles as well, so some treacherous driving this morning. Much more almost December, January type driving conditions this morning compared to what you normally would see across southwest Montana in this time of year. As we look at what's going on, we are on the ending phase of this system. Still some lingering flurries as you saw earlier, and that's going to continue through the next 6 hours or so, but we are looking at improving conditions over the next little bit. As you head off to the school bus stop, watch out for the snow this morning. Some late day flurries, but cool over in the Bozeman area, 42 degrees. That's your high temperature. As we look at what's going on over in the mining city, a very cool day. High temperature just 35 degrees. That's a look at your latest forecast. Now let's take a look at your money news in Money Watch.
Bell is standing by outside once again in the snow and has a look at your forecast. Adam.
That's right, Beth. We have lots of snow across the area, but it's not the heavy, wet snow that we were expecting. In fact, it's very light and fluffy, and that's actually not good news in terms of adding moisture across southwest Montana. We do have winter storm warnings and advisories still in effect across much of southwest Montana. They do expire at noon today, so the majority of the accumulating snow should be between now and noon. We could see 1 to 3 inches in the valleys and maybe an additional 3 to 6 inches up in the mountains. As you can see on the satellite and radar composite, the snow is beginning to let up. Most of the heavy stuff now is off to our east, and that's going to be the trend over the next little bit as well. Forecast highs today, 30s and 40s, so a chilly day today with that snow this morning. Downright cold tonight as we drop down to near record lows. And as we look at the next 7 days across the area, you can see improving conditions are on the way. We hit 60 degrees by Sunday, then a little bit cooler, but still much better than what we're seeing so far this morning in the mining city. Not bad once we get through the next 24 hours. That does it for us here on Montana This Morning. Have yourself a terrific Thursday. We'll see you back here at noon, 5:30 and 10.